at a club, but sometimes he will get into bad moods because Finocchios, some of us were considered pets, P-E-T-S, and some of us were considered pests, P-E-S-T-S. I was in the middle somewhere. So when Richard would be in a bad mood, oh my God, that beautiful face, he made Kenny Kerr sound like a saint talking. The words he said. Otherwise, he would say, "Oh, Dave, how are you, dear?" And he was very sweet. One of the most beautiful boys. My Cuban friend, Bobby De Castro, whom I groomed his wigs along with Carol Wallace's, and he was from Cuba, so he was very close to me because I'm from Cuba too. And here's Rene De Carlo. Bobby passed away. Rene lives in Mexico City, and he used to call me Chula. Chula means pretty girl in Spanish. I used to be Chula in the 70s. I was pretty in drag. I'm sorry I don't look as pretty as I used to. But anyway, he was a lot of fun. There's not too many anecdotes about Rene because all he would do in between shows was eating some tacos and guacamole and some margaritas. How can you eat and not get drunk eating all this food and dancing? But he was very quiet. And of course, Eve and Joe. Joe was very stern. I was almost afraid of him. He would sit, he would stand in front by the cash register, and on Saturday night he would escort people to the tables. I don't think people knew that Joe Finocchio was the host, the owner of the club. And Eve, although Maria sat in the front with a cash register during the week, her sister Maria Filippis, if Finocchio was in charge of the money. Who would think if Finocchio would be taking the money in? One night, to show you how shifty they could be, I said to Miss Finocchio, "Are you in a good mood, Mr. Finocchio?" I wasn't working that night. "Yes, I am." I said, "May I do an impersonation of you?" I said, "Well, nothing can go wrong because I'm not working here now. I'm only doing guest spots in between." She says, I said, "You know what you do when a guy comes to apply for a job?" She says, like a little girl, "What do I do?" I said, "The first thing you do, instead of asking, do you sing, do you dance, do you do comedy? You say, 'May I see your legs?' Well, these men come with pants. They don't come in drag." "Really?" Now she changes from a little girl to ice cold. She says to me, "You see Carol?" I said, "Yes, what a wonderful MC. Would you like his job?" I said, "What?" She wanted to get rid of Carol after many years. I said, "Well, Carol is a wonderful MC, Mr. Finocchio." Okay, that's fine with me." Next day, Carol was let go. And I called Carol and said, "Listen, I should have taken the offer, but being the loyal person I am, and I prove it because I'm doing a show about them, if I took the job, you would have told me that I got you out." Now you know what they did? Mr. Finocchio hired a woman, not a female impersonator. And this woman, well, this choice about boys in drag. So this woman comes out and she says, "I'm the only real woman in the show." They didn't believe her. You know, it's like hiring a boy in drag working for a female stripping show. Men expect the boy not to have this if they're going to strip. But so this woman is working as a woman, as an MC. So some of the things, one thing about the Finocchios that was good was they were not prejudiced. They would hire any race. Their checks never bounced, was like gold. But you never know, it's like an earthquake. If for one day you be in the good graces or in bad graces. And some people like poor Richard couldn't tolerate it. Thank God. Like Eve used to say to me, "You don't need this job, David. You have your friend, your partner Paul, your mom Tila, and your beauty shop. But my Yvettes, if I let them go, where would they go?" I said, "Where? Like anybody else, do something else." Well, I guess I get off. There's so many anecdotes. We'll go here forever. I'm going to do a song, and then when I do this song, I am going to return and do Liza. I'm going to make an explanation here. When I did Liza Finocchio, of course, I was dressed up already as Liza. And I would say, This was in the 70s when she did cabaret, and she was going steady with Desi Arnaz Jr. So I would say, it doesn't work out now because this is the year 2012. I would say to the audience, I look a little bit like Liza. I don't sound like her. If I sounded like Liza, I wouldn't be a Finocchio. I would be in Las Vegas with Desi Jr. in bed, and then people will clap. Now, because I'm in Las Vegas and Liza is in New York, I said, if I sound like Liza, I wouldn't be here. I would be in Carnegie Hall. But anyway, when I do impersonations, I do them as a tribute to them. I never pretend to sound like them, because nobody can sound like Judy or Liza. Don't get about Judy. I'm supposed to return to this theater November 11th to bring my Judy Garland live act, which nobody has ever done here. So I hope if some of you can make it, I think you'll like it. I've been written about in 5 books, so I either fool a few historians, or I was pretty good because they wrote about me and said that David Alba captures Judy. I do love her, so I do it from my heart. So I guess it shows when I do on stage. So anyway, I made a change. One more, and I'll be back. Now as Liza, I'm going to do my theme song, and then I'll come back as Liza. Now we're going to play, and thank you Kenny Stewart for fixing this DVD. We found a very rare interview of Carol Wallace at Finocchio's, and you're going to see it now. This was my theme song at Finocchio's. I'm gonna live until I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take this down and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I die. Quiero vivir, quiero cantar, quiero vivir, quiero soñar, quiero vivir, amar, reír, cantar, quiero vivir hasta morir. Por eso canto, por eso río, vivo la vida, vivo feliz. Por eso canto, por eso río, y digo así. Hallelujah, I'm gonna live until I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take this down and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I die. Por eso canto, por eso río, vivo la vida, vivo feliz. Por eso canto y por eso río y digo así. Hallelujah, I'm gonna live until I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of crying. I'm gonna take this down and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I